name is Deborah, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history of Harley-Davidson. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little road trip, more like a road trip back in time. I'm going to take you back to 1903 when Harley-Davidson was first established, and give you a little history lesson about how Harley-Davidson became the world's largest motorcycle manufacturer and earned the title of the Living Legend. The history of Harley-Davidson Motor Company began back in 1903. This is right here. In 1903, by two brothers, Arthur and Walter Davidson, and along with William S. Harley, they created a single-cylinder motorcycle in their shed in their spare time. This motorcycle was a reliable and even a beautiful motorcycle, and people out there bought it. So by 1908, they had made 154 motorcycles, and one of them going to the Detroit Police Department, where they were used in the pursuit of Pancho Villa in 1916. And then in 1910, the legendary Bar and Shield logo was placed on their motorcycles, and this would become the defining symbol for Harley-Davidson and is still to this very day. In 1920, in 1920, Harley-Davidson was named the world's largest motorcycle manufacturer in the world. And during those roaring 20s, the state police forces were being formed, and Harley-Davidson motorcycles were being used in protecting rural areas from lawlessness and enforcing prohibition. According to T. Jasad, a reporter from the Harley-Davidson Examiner, Harley-Davidson motorcycles were used during World War I, and most of them were equipped with sidecars and also machine gun mounts. In 1936, Harley-Davidson would launch the trademark motorcycle called the Knucklehead, which became a milestone for Harley-Davidson, and also because it became the victor over the Indian motorcycle. In the 1940s, Harley-Davidson and the Traffic Institute of Northwestern joined together, creating the Harley-Davidson Northwestern University Center for Public Safety. For over 60 years, they have worked together to provide officer training as well. Also in 1940, World War II had begun, and Harley-Davidson manufactured over 88,000 motorcycles for the war effort. Some 1,000 of the motorcycles were XA750 models, which had never even been sold publicly. Harley-Davidson Motor Company was awarded 4 prestigious Army-Navy E Awards for its patriotic efforts. In 1947, the Panhead was built. It was considered to be the American motorcycle. But in 1957, fortunately, the Sportster was born, and that quickly became the fastest Harley-Davidson made. And Harley-Davidson stuck to the style and their character, and that's why the Sportster was so popular for so many years. Over the next 50 years, Harley-Davidson would continue to build bigger and better motorcycles. So as our road trip comes to an end, where is it that I would want to be? If you guessed Sturgis, South Dakota, you're absolutely correct. So whether you're a biker or a lover of bikers, there's no gathering that can compare with the Sturgis motorcycle rally, or even come close. The first Sturgis bike rally was held in 1938. There was 10 participants that showed up. Most of them camped out at the Sturgis City Park, and over the years, more and more spectators, riders, and vendors have showed up. Today, the internationally renowned Sturgis Motorcycle Rally brings more than several 100,000 visitors from around the world. If I close my eyes, I can just imagine motorcycles lined up like dominoes along the main street as far as the eye can see. One row lines each curb with a double row of motorcycles down the middle of the street. And as I stand there, the rumbling of thousands of engines rattles every bone in my body. Jeanine Crooks, an author from the Denver Post, quotes that it's hog heaven. This tiny little town of 5,500 people, 25 miles from Rapid City, swells to accommodate over 360,000 bikers, vendors, and gawkers. As she leaves the little town of Sturgis, South Dakota, the message on the huge Harley-Davidson billboard reads, "Sturgis, the 1 week that justifies the other 51, and the countdown begins." 51, 50, 49. So in conclusion, we went over the time chart. I told you the dates that Harley-Davidson was established, their long history with the police department, their efforts in World War I and World War II, some of the milestones for Harley-Davidson, and ending up in Sturgis. And I've not made it to Sturgis yet, but I will because it's a must.